Heyo, how's it going, everybody? Hopefully anyone out there who's watching this right now or at some point in the future is having themselves a fantastic day today. Welcome, my name is Relikai. I'm going to be playing myself a video game on the internet, and tonight that video game is going to be FGO. We are continuing on with Lost Belt 6, as we have been since the beginning of time and probably will be until the known universe just ceases to exist any longer. And we're just continuing on with the main storyline in our, again, cosmically eternal game of catch up. Last time around, we beat Tristan, Balbon's Sith, found out she's actually a vampire. Oh goodness gracious. And everyone apparently found out about this, and now I guess now she's out. She's public enemy number one. Nobody likes them vampires. No sirree Bob. No one has ever liked vampires ever in the history of anything. I shall be the brave. Also, wait the fuck. Hold on. I just noticed. I forgot to put my watch back on after I woke up from my nap earlier. I was looking at my wrist and being like, it feels kind of bare. Why is that? But there we go. There's the old schwang on there now. Okay. Yeah. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of stuff about Tristan in this next section of the game, which is why I put her in the thumbnail. But I have a habit of putting characters who were relevant last stream into the thumbnail for the current stream. So who knows? We're probably just gonna fuck around with mash a whole bunch in this section of the stream, and so yeah, the thumbnail will be rendered completely moot by the end of things. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. It's some good artwork, so I decided to go ahead and put it in the thumbnail. Also, the art is actually done by Balbon Sith's actual artist, like the one that actually drew her for the art for the game. Speaking of art in my thumbnails, I found out. Actually, you know what? I didn't check. I just found out that an artist that whose artwork that I had liked for a really long time now, I found out that they are actually an AI artist. So that was really disappointing to find out about. And I was like, I'm sure I've used their art in like some of my thumbnails, specifically like my Genshin thumbnails. So I was thinking of actually going back and maybe changing them. It's probably not worth it to do so, because if I did actually do it, I feel like it was from way too long ago for it to even really matter at this point. But just the thought that I might have put AI art into my thumbnails just really does not sit well with me. That might be one. I don't think it is, but it could. Hold on. Let's see. Dang it. What the... Hold on. Sorry, this is just something that I really need to make sure I'm getting correct. Did their shit also get taken off of Gelbodu as well? I'm pretty sure Gelbodu still posts AI artwork though. Okay, you know what? I'll just go ahead. Let me check here. I know this is riveting to watch, but I just need to make sure. I just need to make sure. I think a Farina art piece that I might have used might have been... Oh, it is. Dang it. Okay. Is that the only one? Is that the only one that I used? I feel like it might be. I think that's the only one. Yeah, it looks like it's the only one. Okay. All right, so I used one AI art piece. I'll see about maybe changing it. Again, it was a while back. It was, how long ago was it? It was from a year ago. So maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world, but again, just knowing that one of my thumbnails has AI art piece in it, it rubs me the wrong way. So I don't know. I'll see about maybe changing it, but yeah, it's so unfortunate because yeah, I mean their art looked good, but you know, their art. But I just thought they might have been just, you know, a really dope artist, but no, they're not. So it's unfortunate that it really is way more difficult to figure out what is and isn't AI art anymore. That's why it's unfortunate because lots of artists have now felt like they need to resort to basically like graffitiing all over their art pieces a bunch of disclaimers and fine print saying, like, linking to their socials and saying do not use this for AI and you know, all that sort of stuff. And it's like they're basically watermarks. Like they basically have to make their pieces look like you got them from Getty Images without paying for them in order to make it so that, you know, they're either fucking with the AI algorithms so that they like can't be harvested for AI purposes. But yeah, it sucks, man. It does suck. Which is why I feel more and more the little time lapses that artists will sometimes post where, you know, it just shows them actually doing the art piece just really sped up. Those are becoming more and more invaluable as tools for determining the real artists from the fake artists. So no artist is probably ever gonna watch this stream, but on the way off chance that one of y'all out there is watching, please, if you have the capability to be able to record those time lapses, particularly if you use Clip Studio Paint, I believe Clip Studio Paint it'll just do it, but I think you have to enable it, or maybe at the beginning of your piece you've got to enable it or something like that. But yeah, if you can record those and then post them up, like, you know, as a you know, comment underneath your main art posts, like that would be really helpful for all of us who just want to make sure that, you know, you're legit. So yeah, I guess that's really the only preface that I had before we actually get into the stream here. So yeah, let's go ahead and just get into things here. Let's kill the BGM, get the FGO audio going, and let's bring it over. Alrighty, so let's just head back on over into Lost Belt 6 right here. Okay, so yeah, last time around we went and we beated Tristan. We absolutely spanked her. And when I say absolutely spanked, I believe I probably still had to use a stone, but that's okay. You know, it's a technicality. It's all good. All right, so we're just gonna continue on here, and yeah, it looks like we're gonna have lots of yappy bits here. So let's just get into it, you know. Well, we're starting off strong. Good stuff. Good stuff, BlueStacks. You literally have one job and you can't do it at all. You know, you and OBS are just a two peas in a pod, ain't you? Ah, boy. Alrighty. Is it gonna? Yes, go ahead, resume me from the very beginning. Alright. Oh, it's you. I don't know what to make of this one. She acts like she's an ally, but I don't think she is. She's got something else up her sleeve. Also, she's a Sakura face. You can't trust Sakura faces, man. And I don't remember any of the voices that I've used for you, so well, I was about to say any of the voices that I use for anyone, but that's not true. It's just for you, because you haven't shown up in like 7 years.
Great work out there, everyone. I'm so glad you enjoyed yourselves.
That's so. Pretty sure you were the only one here enjoying herself. Your dumbass show made me pull out all the tricks I've been saving, and way earlier than I would have liked.
Oh? What tricks? Did you join the fight while I wasn't looking?
No. Shut up. Damn it, so much for saving it for Camelot.
By the way, Relly, I really have to thank you for this lovely outfit. I had no idea you'd been working on it in secret all this time.
Did I make it for her?
Were you just too shy to say something sooner? You considerate little Dickens, you.
What? Well, actually, it was Happy Cat, right? Look, that screams not one word. Oh, Muramasa. Oh, Muramasa. Ooh. I think it looks great on you, too.
Thank you. I feel so dashing and elegant in this. When I think about people seeing me like that, it's enough to make even a timid thing like me want to give it my all.
Oh, her referring to herself as a timid thing, just, it's cute. It's adorable. I like when people refer to themselves as some type of things, like a lil thing or a timid thing. It's like, you know, it's just a little thing, just a little guy.
It seems you're all working together much better now than you were the last time you came here.
Oh, someone a little upset about being the odd fairy out?
Not anymore, no. It's not like you to be so acerbic, Oberon. Are you feeling left out too or something?
Just a little, if I'm being honest. No fair making an outfit like that behind my back. Man, I was really hoping to put Altria's official Child of Prophecy debut off until later, when we could really do it up in style at Londinium. How's it going, Aurora? Hope you're doing alright. Appreciate you stopping in. Aw, she's being so soft. Castoria is soft. She's so very soft indeed. But she cute. She cute. Yeah, we're just continuing on with Lost Belt 6, trying to eventually, maybe one day, probably, possibly, eventually, make it to the end.
Now, don't be like that. I'd say this debut worked out just as well as we could have hoped. You saw all those upper-class fairies in the auction house too, right? They all saw Altria beat Tristan fair and square, and in a manner befitting the Child of Prophecy. So it won't be long before they've told all of Britain as well. Plus, we also got to ring a third bell while we were at it. So does this mean the Wing Clan officially recognizes the Child of Prophecy, Murian? Of course. Now that the bell has recognized her, I have nothing more to say. That being said, Gloucester's still going to remain neutral. This was Tristan's show. I didn't decide to offer you the bell myself. As such, I haven't technically defied the Queen. While we're at it, let's get one thing straight. I have no plans to help the Round Table army. Fairies and humans may both be equal in Gloucester, since we value brands and trends more than anything. But in general, I still hate humans, and the Round Table Army is no exception. Oh my god, she's a true modern-day capitalist. The ones who change their icons to, ooh, that'll be interesting. I wonder if, come June, are all the, now that all of the companies and CEOs are glazing Trump all over the place, are they not going to change their profile pictures during June, during Pride Month? Oh, it's going to be so delicious to see all the companies that actually give a shit and the ones who are just, engaging in rainbow capitalism. Which, I mean, like, yeah, sure, they didn't mean it, but at least, the optics made it, made people that seethe at the existence of gay people just absolutely lose their minds and make them feel unwelcome in civilized society. So, that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, she's exactly the same way. She's like, yeah, I care about the marginalized communities. Well, no, it's like, yeah, the marginalized communities may be equal and whatever, but fuck them. Just get fucked, every single one of them. So please don't expect me to help them in any way, shape, or form, unless they have an exceptionally good business deal for me. She just continues to be the perfect metaphor.
Now I see. So if we can work out a deal, you'll have no problem coming over to our side, huh?
Oh, would you knock it off with the can't we all just get along nonsense? Oh my god. She keeps getting more perfect. Like yeah, these are the behind the scenes of all of the corporate PR dealings, where they're just like, this is behind the scenes at Facebook when the community managers are trying to talk to Mark Zuckerberg and be like, but sir, like and he's like, no, with his stupid douche chains and whatnot. Like, now he's like, no, would you knock it off with the can't we all just get along nonsense? This is Facebook. The only people we care about are the people age 50 and over. Yeah. And they say, no, we can't all just get along. How's it going, Maiden? Hope you're doing well tonight as well. Looks like a cinnamon roll. Her? Okay. Sure, if you say so. Your blockheaded idealism just really pisses me off.
Oh my god. She just keeps getting more and more perfect as an encapsulation, a microcosm of it all. Huh? The hell are you talking about?
Never mind, just forget it. Anyway, I really am busy right now. You guys want to wage war? Knock yourselves out. Me, I have books to get back to.
Nerd!
All the old Fae-era documents I found in the records I just bought from Camelot aren't going to read themselves.
Oberon seemed a little interested in that.
You all showed Balbon Sith who's boss and rang the bell like you wanted, right? So if there's nothing else you want from me, would you just get lost already?
Where's Koyanskaya at?
Oh, Lady Fox? She's...
what's happening here?
Out on business at the moment. Apparently she finally found something she was looking for. I would wish her good luck with her work, but I know she doesn't need anything of the sort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she definitely ain't up to no shenaniganery.
Thanks for waiting, you two. We made it back from the ball in one piece.
Oh, yeah, this is the first time they've seen her in her new threads.
Whoa, I don't know much about fashion, but I don't have the words to describe it. So I don't have the words to describe it well, but... you look awesome, Altria. Your battle dress was good, but this is great. You think so? You know, maybe it does. That reminds me, your new armor looks really cool too, Gareth.
Oh my god, look at them. Look at them gush all over each other. Get a room. Come on. And let me come too. What? Who said that? Happy Cat?
Huh? Me? I'm fine. I was just taken a little aback by Altria's new outfit. I'll be damned. I guess fairies from paradise really do all have the same taste in clothes.
I'm glad to see you and Gareth are no worse for wear either, Habitrot. Okay, let's get out of Gloucester then. We don't want to keep Percival waiting too long. Oh, don't worry, I already bought a souvenir for Redrabit. He's much more innocent than he looks, so I know he'd be disappointed if we didn't bring something back for him. Hey, that's real considerate of you, Oberon. Now, if only a certain someone I could name would start following your example. What? What is... Huh? That was a complete stray that had no rhyme or reason to it. Like, where did she go? Where you were expecting her to bring you back a souvenir, Muramasa. What is this?
Speaking of souvenirs, we got some the last time we left Gloucester too, didn't we? I wonder how those fairies are doing now. Want to go say hi before we leave, Altria? They'll actually believe you if you introduce yourself as the child of prophecy now. Huh? You mean those fairies from last time?
Who? Literally, who the fuck are we talking about? No, not today. It's a little too late for a surprise visit now. We can thank them the next time we're in town. Right, Altria? You can see them anytime you come back here, can't you?
Right. Besides, I don't have anything to give them now anyway. Next time, I'll make sure I have lots of thank you gifts before I pay them a visit.
Got it. Then let's get going. Time is money, and we still have to discuss our next move. There's something I should double check with Oberon. Yeah, everybody clear out. Get out of here. Oh, how come you're hanging back, really? Did you forget something? Oh, did you want to pick up some of the good tea while you're here? I wanted to ask you something, Oberon. Sure, what is it? Where were you the night before the battle at Londinium? Ah, I think Beryl may have been more right about you than even he realized. You really do have almost a sixth sense for danger. Or maybe your life has forced you to develop one. Well, there's no point in keeping it secret, especially since it looks like you've already figured it out, so I'll be straight with you. What is this? I don't know where this is going. That night, I was here in Gloucester, negotiating a deal that would help us defeat Woodwoes. It wasn't with Murian either. It was with Koyanskaya, one of your enemies. Oh, I can tell she's a horrible monster. Probably at least as much of an obstacle to you as Morgan. But even poison can be useful depending on how you use it. Poison is still poison. Exactly. That's why I took steps to ensure it would be used against our enemy, Woodwoes, rather than against us. Morgan was absolutely going to send reinforcements to help him, no question about it. Woodwoes is one of her most valued soldiers, after all. And once her reinforcements arrived, Londinium would have fallen. Percival is a great knight, sure, but he has a bad habit of assuming every other soldier can fight just as well as him. He loves the Round Table Army so much that he can't help but overestimate their abilities. Don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. It may be one of Percival's weaknesses, but as commander of the Round Table Army, it's inarguably a strength. Which is why I had no choice but to employ an underhanded trick. Woodwoes was fully aware of how many soldiers the Round Table Army had, and what tactic they were going to use. He could have easily handled whatever the Round Table Army alone threw at him, so I chose to deploy something he could never see coming. A foreign poison known as Koyanskaya, which never previously existed in Britain. I knew where she could find something she was looking for, so I used that as leverage to convince her to stall the Queen's reinforcements for us. But she did much more than that. Much more than I ever expected. She somehow made every single soldier disappear without a trace. If she took on her immature beast form, yeah, they gone. They don't exist in reality anymore. It was a cowardly move, I know. And believe me, I'm not proud of it. But if that's what I have to do to advance our cause, I won't think twice. When this is over, I'd like you to decide my punishment. That's why you took the time to ask me about this, right? You could have said nothing, but you're my friend, and friends don't let friends do that kind of thing. See, yeah, that is a good point. And it's like, you know, I'm thinking about the whole Cinder drama, which, you know, I usually don't like it when people discount things as just being drama. You know, like in the VTuber space, like when news about corporations mistreating their talents comes out, some people like to trivialize it as being drama. But no, these are corpos, $1 million corpos, who are in some instances abusing, extorting, blackmailing, or, you know, just sometimes exhibiting a toxic work environment for, you know, people that, you know, entertain us and bring us, you know, joy and amusement and whatnot. So in those instances, I would say that's news. That's not, you know, don't try and trivialize it by saying it's drama. The Cinder stuff, that's drama, because that's, you know, it's a big kerfuffle about how this one particular, you know, person interacted with and treated people in their social circles and whatnot. Now, it just so happens that that individual just happens to be someone of notoriety and has an audience, and you know, also there is some business mixed in there as well, but at the end of the day, it's still this person to person, you know, sort of back and forth dynamics and things like that. So that's why I consider it to be drama mostly. But, you know, everybody turned against her, like, in an instant. Everyone came out, nobody was defending her. All the people of notoriety all came out and condemned her, cut her off, and all that sort of stuff. And so I'm just thinking, like, you know, we need space nowadays for people to be able to, you know, atone for mistakes, or for just not even mistakes, just being a straight up shit person. And I'm sure that there is probably room, if you read between the lines of the court of public opinion, for her to be able to eventually come back if she, like, demonstrates that she has learned and grown and become a better person because of this this whole fiasco. You know, I'm sure in like a year or two, you know, maybe not a year, maybe like 2 years, people will be okay with maybe her coming back into their sphere of influence or something like that. But a lot of people won't. And it makes me concerned that, you know, nowadays we don't have the avenues available for people who do legitimately terrible things to be able to find some form of redemption. And I'm not saying that everyone always needs to be redeemed, and I'm not saying that people have to forgive everyone, but I feel like in instances like this, like the Cinder stuff, there has to be times when people can, you know, be given the chance to be able to find redemption. And I think a part of that is for people, you know, people who are close to them to be able to be willing to stick with them and say, hey, what you did was shit. It was bullshit. And you have to recognize that. You have to own and recognize that what you did sucked. But you can get better. You can get better. You can do better. You can, you know, grow from this. Because what I'm fearing is actually going to end up happening with her is that
she's going to retreat into her corner. She's going to get this this buffalo ring made around her by all her simps that don't care about any of that stuff, and they'll just continue to glaze her and lick her wounds for her the entire time. And then she'll become bitter and just kind of like lash out at you know, I'm just worried that she'll end up going like the right-wing grifter avenue and just decide to really dig her heels in and just be, she's like, hey, everyone already treats me like I'm a terrible person, so yeah, I might as well just be a terrible person, lean into it, and the people who are into that sort of shit, they'll give me even more money. So all that to say, I hope that, you know, Cinder and also anyone else that might end up being a piece of shit person have people near them that, you know, are willing to stick with them, but also say, you know, you fucked up real bad. Here's what you need to do in order to try and come back from it. And you have to mean it, and like keep them on the straight and narrow. You know, I feel like not a lot of people have that. Not a lot of people really have a ride or die friend. And when I say ride or die, I don't just mean they stay with you. Like, you know, I hate the thing about, you know, a friend who will hide a body for you. It's like, no, they should tell you, like, you know, no, this isn't good what you did. It's not okay. So yeah, instead of someone like that, what you want is someone who will call you out and tell you, hey, you're being an asshole. Stop it. Because, you know, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Harry Potter anymore, I always think back to that, you know, that line from the first movie. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends. And that's true. You know, it's easy enough to be able to stand up in someone that you don't know's face, or the face of someone you hate, and be like, hey, you're an asshole. It's a lot harder to stand up in the face of someone that you love or that you like and that you have a good relationship with and say, hey, you're an asshole. Get better. This is why I can never finish this fucking game, because I could have gotten through about like 10 to 15 minutes of story right there, but instead I decided to yap about some shit that really is inconsequential. Oh boy. In 19th century Japan, around the end of the Edo period, the Satsuma domain sent a number of promising young men overseas, so that they could one day help Japan prepare for the age to come. Their ultimate destination was London, the capital of the British Empire, and the city leading the charge into the modern era. This man was not chosen for the exchange program. He had been born to a poor samurai family. He had no property and no social standing to merit his inclusion in history. While he may not have been chosen as one of the students, he was able to stow away on the boat carrying them, disguised as one of its crew. At this point, he no longer remembers why he left his homeland. Maybe he didn't want to be there for the end of an era. Maybe he was simply fed up with its culture. Or maybe he just wanted to see what life was like in another country. Either way, he no longer remembers. Still, there was one thing he loved more than his country, his family, his friends, or even people in general. Art. The only memory from that time he still barely retains is the premonition he felt upon arriving at the harbor. His eyes sparkled at the new world that lay before him. Compared to the stagnant hometown he had left behind, it may as well have been another planet. The man slipped away from his work at the ship and began exploring this new city, with only a map as his guide. It was like a dream come true. He wished he could stay longer. But he was cunning and knew the reality of his situation. He knew that dreams inevitably end, and timetables need to be followed.
As long as he returned to the harbor by sunrise, he would still be punished, but at least he would have a way home. So after checking the time and confirming he still had plenty of it, he snuck into a third noble's mansion. A third noble's mansion? What does that mean? Did he do it 2 other times? The mansion in question was home to many beautiful works of art, but there was one picture in particular which was so eerie and disturbing that it took the man's breath away. Reluctantly, he slipped back out of the mansion and returned to the harbor where the exchange student's ship was docked right on time. It took him a full day to realize he had inadvertently wandered into an even stranger, more unfamiliar land. Somebody! Anybody help! Please! I just want to go back to Japan! I don't know who this is. From that point on, the man's life was filled with adventure. Soon afterwards, he was captured by fairies and made into a slave. As the fairies' captive, he endured countless hardships. When the fairies thought he had reached his expiration date of 30 years, they set him free. But since he was not originally bred and raised in Fairy Britain, he still had many years ahead of him. While the land of the Fae was far too harsh an environment for a man of 55 to endure, he had made sure to observe the fairies around him closely over his 30 years of slavery. He erased his old identity, hired fairy workers of his own, and founded a company. He had his fairies kill other fairies, dissect them, and study them. He then created a serum of perennial youth to slow his aging process. Its effects were nearly imperceptible, but it was better than nothing. Oh, is this that one dude? That one fucker? The blonde guy? I don't remember his name, but, you know. He continued his efforts for the next 40 years, becoming a 90-something-year-old man who still looked like a young fairy. Even then, he made it a point to only deceive the Earth Clan. The Earth Clan fairies were narrow-minded and obstinate, but they also valued technology, and were willing to trust someone based on the quality of their goods rather than their personality. They were completely lacking in business acumen. And so the man became the Earth Clan leader's secretary, and found he got along with the leader better than any other fairy. There was even something of a friendship between the two. The Earth Clan's leader genuinely cared for the man, and together, they started their own company. And so Spriggan and Capless, Fairy Britain's very first general department store, was born. Spriggan! I think that was his name. Sometime later, the man murdered the Earth Clan's leader in cold blood. He needed his name to develop Norwich further in service of his goals. There is no one left in Fairy Britain who knows the man's original name. I doubt proper human history is any different. Aha! Is it gonna show him? Where he at? There he is. Yeah. Alright, so that's what happened to you, huh? Also, you're still around, huh? We gotta keep dealing with you? Great. Love it. I swear, I don't know when I'm going to get a decent night's rest again. Orders have been pouring in non-stop ever since yesterday. Camelot, Londinium, Edinburgh. Our iron weapons are selling as fast as we can make them. And then there's the remnants of Woodwose's army and Gloucester's Bell of Pilgrimage. Fairies calling for Morgan's downfall have been popping up in villages all throughout the land, not just in the major cities. Good grief. I can only imagine how the Queen must feel, seeing her 2,000 years of rule come to this. Queen Morgan may be a great ruler, but the masses still have no idea just how great her accomplishments are. Only a scant handful of them could even begin to comprehend the sheer scale of her strategy. Oh, she's playing 5D chess while they're all playing checkers. It's a lot like how those who live in cities only see their own homes and completely miss the fact that their city wouldn't exist at all if not for the ground it's built on. Well, this is a surprise. It almost sounds like you want Morgan to keep ruling. Not at all. I'm simply stating facts. Personally, I agree with the world at large. It's time Her Majesty stepped down. I'm not even saying she's at fault. She's simply been in power for far too long. The Queen has made an excellent country, but her values are simply too old-fashioned. I can hardly blame her, seeing as she's over 2,000 years old. Countless generations of her subjects have come and gone, and in that time their values have changed. If the Queen continues her policy of being at one with nature while tightly controlling the human population, this island will never grow beyond its current tiny size. There are few things more frightening than the harm perpetrated by an out-of-touch gerontocracy? What? Who? Gerontocracy? Gerontocracy. What the fuck is that? Actually, don't know. What the fuck is a gerontocracy? Government based on rule by elders. A government group of elders, government by old men. Oh, so like America. Amazing. Oh shit, I didn't read that. There are few things more frightening than the harm perpetrated by an out-of-touch gerontocracy. Old parts are meant to be changed out, not left running forever. Facts. Facts. Of course, I have no intentions of becoming king myself. Even in the world of proper human history I came from, Britain was ruled by a queen. Not anymore! So I believe Fairy Britain is also best ruled by a queen. Wouldn't you agree? Hey dude, hey, how's it going? Patat, appreciate you stopping in. Hope your night's going well. We're just playing ourselves some FGO, continuing on with the 6th Lost Belt, because I am eternally always playing catch-up. Then who did you have in mind for the next one? Ideally, I would prefer a bright and cheery fairy who genuinely loves her people. One of surpassing beauty, but who is more wicked still and preferably ignorant of her own foolishness. Now that would be a queen worth supporting. If I never serve another overly intelligent ruler in my life, it will still be too soon. So that's why you chose her. True, she does seem like she would be a good fit for you, but the chances of that coming to pass are negligible. She has no hope of defeating Morgan, much less assuming the throne. Right you are. As far as I know, there's only one person out there capable of defeating her. And as luck would have it, my soldiers keeping an eye on the battlefield just happened to find them. All I have to do now is decide when to send them in. I must say, I'm glad we're in Britain. No one else here is familiar with the idea of using a piece captured from the enemy for your own ends. You're not born with a trump card, you gain them as spoils of battle. That said, I haven't exactly had many opponents to play with over these last 100 years. Alright, so foreshadowing for some shit to happen, but yeah. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh, she crashing out. Alright. Okay, baby girl's gonna be okay.
They let me escape. They let me escape. They took pity on me, the High Queen's daughter. Beryl was there helping me. I wasn't holding anything back. So why couldn't I win? Me, the High Queen's own daughter. Ah!
Oh boy. Hey, baby girl, chill out now.
Mother doesn't need any daughters but me. There doesn't need to be any other mage than me. If only I had some magecraft that was just mine. Something special, fit for the Queen's high daughter. Oh. What was I thinking? I haven't lost it all. All I have to do is bring the garden from Mother's throne.
Yes. Whatever it is you're talking about. Yes. That is the way. I guess. Okay. All right. Another section finished off. Oh boy. We still who even know? I feel like there's got to be at least like another 7 sections to go. Cuz I feel like around like 24 to 28 sections is about average for a Lost Belt. Oh boy. All right, but we've actually got a battle here, so let's see what we end up getting into. 7 Manchester. Yes, sir.
Percival, we're back!
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to see you're all safe and sound. Congratulations on another job well done, Altria. Really? I think everyone in Britain must have heard that bell of pilgrimage ring. As your exclusive Knight Rider, I too couldn't be happier about this latest success. You're Knight Rider? Are your windshield wipers evil? On a different subject, did you happen to pick me up a souvenir? I don't know if you remember this, but it was no easy feat for us ferry horses to transport you all from Londinium to Gloucester in only half a day. Of course we remember. Here you go. 2-in-1 hair restorer and suntan oil. I found it at a shady-looking hole in the wall. It's just one of many different Magecraft trinkets being sold here now, thanks to Altria's previous escapade. Hair restorer for a horse? There's no need to hide it. I already know you're a fashionable fairy who cares a great deal about his appearance. Be honest. Aren't you itching to change your look now that Altria's done the same? Yeah. You're a great fairy, Oberon. A shady-looking hole in the wall, you say? Sounds like the perfect place to me. I mean, that's usually where you probably find the best restaurants and bars, you know, to be honest. Alright, now that Redrabit's spirits have been lifted, what say we head back to Londinium? Next on our list is Oxford's bell. Once we ring that, this war will really kick into high gear.
Actually, there's something else we should take care of first. Would you mind if we changed venues so we could discuss our future plans a little more privately?
Oh? That, huh? Okay then, why don't we try going into those woods over there, away from the highway?
Yeah, sure.
Those dark, creepy-looking woods on the edge of the road. Damn, sorry about that. I had no idea this forest was actually a Moor's nest. Please stand back, fairies. The Round Table Army will handle this. No need to worry about us. Those Moors won't be able to so much as touch me. I am Redrabit, the fairy steed of flame. See for yourselves how my body burns. Come, Sir Percival. Come, Lady Gareth. Let us demonstrate what the Knights of the Round Table Army truly aspire to.
Oh, Gareth, she was just like, okay.
Okay, so I definitely saw, yes sir, we got some Avenger action, which again means that I need BB. All right, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here. All right, so give me a little bit of that, yeah. All of you get the fuck out of here. Come on. All right, and then let's see. Where's Koyanskaya? There she is, and then we're going to put BB. Baby, there she is. All right, and then we're gonna do, let's see here, right there, and then we're gonna do that right there. All right, good stuff. Yes, Moon Cancer. We're actually getting to use one for once. Weak against rulers. How quaint. Alrighty, let's see here. Alright, we're gonna do, let's do some of that. And then, okay. Let's do, sure, we'll do that, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do that. And then, oh my goodness. I gotta say, that still might be one of the best MP animations. There's just something about it that really resonates with me. Okay, there we go, and then some of this, and then a little bit of this. Okay. And we're gonna do a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that. Ah, come on, BB. Really? That was seriously what 50% crit rate could do for you? Man, they're really going in on Koyanskaya. Jeez. Hold up, let's do that, and then we'll do that, and then that. Boom. Okay. And now let's see this Avenger. True. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's juice our girl up here. And right there. And then, yeah. Go ahead and do that too. And a little bit of that. Okay. And, you know what? Why not? Go ahead and lock those in there. Okay. And then we're gonna do a little of that, a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. Alright, do it again, BB. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Ooh! Oh, that was hot. That was some good shit right there. Man, how much damage was that in a single face card? Woo-wee, boy. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, burst crit is a hell of a combination. I mean, that's Super Orion's whole shtick, you know. So, god damn.
So, as I was saying, I was actually thinking of ringing a different bell of pilgrimage next. We know exactly where Oxford's bell is, and now that Woodwose is gone, we can ring it any time. So I propose we head to Orkney next. Morgan is bound to be watching Oxford right now, which should mean Orkney is ripe for the picking.
I see. That's a good point. We'll have to make our way to Orkney eventually, after all. And since none of the Queen's troops have been deployed there, now would seem to be our best chance. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. The Queen will send her army after us the moment we head to Orkney, to say nothing of Knocknar Riab's army in the north. So I think it would be safer to advance the Round Table army up near Camelot, then have some troops protect us on the way to Orkney.
No, if we go there as an army, Knocknar Riab will mobilize her army in response. She's already gone on the record saying she sees the Child of Prophecy as an obstacle and Altria as a rival. So if Altria makes any overt moves, she'll have no choice but to get in our way by virtue of her position as queen. But we don't want to fight the Northern Fairies unless we absolutely have to. We need them on our side fighting Morgan instead. Right, Percival? Altria?
Right. We would like nothing more than to form an alliance with the Northern Fairies. Not as allies in the fight against the Queen, but as fellow citizens of Britain. We've tried sending messengers to Knocknar Riab several times, but unfortunately she won't even give us the time of day.
I mean, Knocknar Riab does hate humans. Actually, I don't know if I'd say hate so much as... Well, never mind. That doesn't matter now. No, finish that sentiment. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say, Altria?
Because I definitely got a distinct, God damn it. I fucking hate what streaming has done to my brain. Like, I just can't bring the words to my mouth sometimes. And it pisses me off. I would have been able to think of that sentence perfectly. You know, if I wasn't trying to be what could slightly be considered entertaining. But, read? That was probably the word I was trying to look for. But I don't even know, man. Who gives a shit? It's gone. It's too late. Anywho.
Anyway, I agree with Da Vinci. I think the fourth bell I should ring should be Orkney's. Once I do that, we can stop by Knock-Knock Rieb's camp on the way home. She should be willing to negotiate with us now. Yeah, you're the child of prophecy in both name and deed now. The Chocolate Queen can't afford to ignore you anymore. The what? The Chocolate Queen? Does she have something to do with chocolate? I don't remember at all. I don't remember shit, man. I can't retain the information about the storyline, from week to week. Okay, then the question is, how do we get to Orkney without anyone finding out?
What if we went through the Lake District? It's a marshland in the northwestern Britain and constantly mired in fog. The terrain is much too treacherous for an army to cross, and it's full of moor too. Both Knock-Knock Rieb's army and the Royal Army always keep their distance. It would be much more dangerous route than taking the highway, but sounds like a good idea to me. Let's do it. We only got but so many with us. We'd be better off dodging moors than an army. I guess that's true. What do you think, Relly? I trust Da Vinci. Da Vinci is a very good girl. I trust her. I see, then I guess that's that. Personally, I don't think splitting off from our army is a good idea, but I guess you guys are used to moving about as a small elite unit. For a team with your skills, the Lake District shouldn't be much of a problem. Good luck. I'll be rooting for you.
Huh? You're not coming with us, Oberon?
Of course not. The Round Table Army is in the middle of a rapid growth period. Someone has to stay and keep an eye on them. Powering up the Child of Prophecy with the Bells of Pilgrimage is important, of course, but so is improving our army. Percival, I'd like you to come along and command the Round Table Army too, so we can secure Oxford's bell. It'll leave Londinium a little thinly guarded, but if we can occupy Oxford, we arguably won't need it anymore. And once that happens, the Queen's army won't have any more reason to attack there. Then it's settled. Altria, Relly, Muramasa, Da Vinci, Gareth, and Habitrot. We'll set out for Orkney's Bell by the way of the Lake District. Redrabit, would you be willing to help them? I can certainly take them as far as the edge of the Lake District, but I won't be able to bring the wagon in there. So once I've seen all of you off, I'll lay low in Edinburgh and pretend to be a wandering knight. You'll all be stopping by Edinburgh on your way back from Orkney, right? So I'll rendezvous with you there. That sounds perfect. Where have you been hiding all these smarts? For that matter, why were you toiling away as Aurora's secret wagon horse all this time? You could have been a much more prestigious career under Woodwoes. Ha 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 ha! As you can see, I've always had an affinity for the wind, so the Wind Clan city feels like home to me. Didn't you say you were the fairy steed of flame earlier? Alright then, Oberon and I will head back to Londinium.
Wait, I'm going with you too. Ooh,
Gareth wants to stay with her beau.
I'm sorry, Altria. I know this is selfish of me, especially after I declared myself the Child of Prophecy's #1 knight. I know my going back to Londinium probably won't make that much difference, but I can still help there, and I just can't leave its people to fend for themselves. Of course, Gareth, you have nothing to apologize for. I think it's great that you found somewhere you belong. Don't worry about me. With Relly, Da Vinci, and Muramasa, I'll be just fine. Sure, I'll miss having you around, but it won't be long before we'll get to see each other again in Londinium, so let's make sure we've both gotten stronger by then. You got it. In the meantime, I'll be keeping my ears peeled for the ring of the next bell.
Your what? Where? Also, are those little flappies on her head her ears? Because I don't think she's got regular ears. Good luck to you too, Oberon. Right, take care out there. Be warned, there's a ton of ash over on that far shore, and it also gets freezing cold out there. And since neither Blanca nor I can cross the ocean, we have no idea what may be going on inside Orkney. Still, whatever you find there, I'm sure it won't be as bad as what you had to overcome in the Russian Lost Belt. Oh, and keep an eye on Altria. The more nonchalant she acts, the more she's tearing up inside. Yeah, I know. Ha ha ha, I guess I needn't have bothered warning you, huh? I'm glad she's in good hands. Once we've rung the Orkney and Oxford bells, we'll have to move faster than ever. So in the meantime, I'll do whatever is necessary to find out where the 6th bell is located. After that, it'll finally be time to face Morgan, regardless of how the odds are stacked against us. I mean, it's gonna be in Camelot. Like, obviously, the last bell is in Camelot. Where else would it be? Come on. What's more, something tells me that even defeating her won't be enough to solve all our problems. There's something else in Britain, something cursing every living creature here. Unfortunately, we haven't the least idea of what it could be. I know what it is. It's the giant monster down in the hole. Remember this, Relly. We still know almost nothing about Britain's history. If we're lucky, maybe you'll find a clue as to how this world came to be the way it is in Orkney. And if we're really lucky, that clue may just give us the edge we need to defeat Morgan. Uh-huh. Alright, good stuff. Alright, are we moving along just to make it through? What? All you gotta keep it strong, move along like I know you do. Alright, give me some of that and give me all of them, or bam. Alright. Oh, solo caster, huh? Interesting. Okay, okay. Oh dear, what is happening here? I hear a bell ringing. I hear a voice, my voice, call to me, in a dream that hasn't changed once in my entire life. Lower class Gloucester fairies. But this is everything we can do for her right now. We think it'll be at least some use. So please make sure she gets it, okay?
Okay, I will. I think the Child of Prophecy will be thrilled to receive this.
Yeah? Yeah, we think so too. You guys make sure you keep her safe, okay?
I didn't really want to accept those gifts. It was all junk. Any upper-class fairy who saw it would think it was just a pile of trash. But for those fairies who struggle just to make it through the day, it was their most precious treasure. I could see their hopes, their feelings in those gifts, and I could see their future. I saw the hope they were clinging to. I saw their joy in believing in something warm.
Okay, I need to... Give me 1 second. Alright. Thanks for waiting. I went and turned on the AC because it's just way too warm tonight. Okay.
I saw them tear up from the sheer gratitude of being alive, no matter how hard life was for them. And I saw how they would probably be gone by the next morning.
What's that?
The next time we came to Gloucester, those fairies were nowhere to be seen. They didn't entrust their hopes to the Child of Prophecy because they knew they weren't long for this world. They would have loved to live longer, but they wanted to help the Child of Prophecy even more, so they gave me the only treasure they had, their lives.
Damn.
I really wish they hadn't.
Huh. Interesting. What is this?
I see a Britain I don't recognize, in a world I know nothing about. I see a young squire standing alone in a town, lit only by the rays of the setting sun. It's me as a little girl, though raised as a boy. This other Altria is placing her hand on the sword of selection, even though no one told her to. Britain's destruction is all but certain now. Anyone who would claim its throne is destined to be a sacrificial lamb. If you become its king, the people will place all their hopes on your shoulders, asking you to make everything right. If you fail, they'll be just as quick to curse you, blaming you for everything going wrong. You will gain nothing from this. Truthfully, you'll only be making life harder for yourself. A lone mage with a kind face stands behind her, encouraging her not to go through with this. You should think long and hard before you make your choice. Once you draw that sword, you'll never be able to go back to an ordinary human life. Yeah, think about it. No, there's nothing to think about. This just doesn't make sense. The world ending is everyone's problem to solve. If it's going to end, it should end with everyone cursing each other equally. So why? Why are you... I saw a great many people smiling. I don't think that was a mistake. Oh. And this is what happened as a result. A pariah to even her own knights and subjects, even after she rebuilt the entire country. Crushed beneath the weight of a world's hope, without ever knowing joy of her own. All she built came to ruin, and her trusted companions killed each other. Everyone she knew was dead, so she died alone.
Yeah, it is nuts to think what Saber actually went through, man. I think we lose sight of that with like how many iterations there are of fate, and you know how many, you know, the revolving cast of protagonists that we have. Like we forget just how fucking metal like our OG vanilla Fate really was.
Is this some kind of joke? It's not funny. It's just cruel. How could you just use her to get what you wanted and then ignore her forever? How could you forget her like she was just some story you'd finished enjoying? Why did she have to do all that? Why did she feel like she had to? There was no reason at all for her to become king. It just seemed like she had the power to. I don't understand. I've seen her whole life play out, and it hardly seems like something to aspire to. Why did it have to be you? Couldn't you have just let someone else do it? The worst thing I could say slipped out of my mouth before I could stop myself. My other self quietly turned around to face me and said,
"Perhaps. I do think there may have been someone else suitable for this role."
Then why? Why in the world did you do this?
Why? I think you know the answer better than anyone. So that was all a dream. That wasn't like the ashy place. We haven't gotten there yet, I'm assuming. Okay. We've been heading north on the highway all night, and it's almost noon now. At this pace, we should arrive at the entrance to the Lake District by nightfall. Just please remember that we'll be parting ways temporarily once we get there.
Oh, right, about that. I was actually hoping we could tweak our plans a little, and you could head west from here. That's the way to Manchester, right? I want to stop by there before the Lake District. Manchester? As in Bargus's domain? Are you sure about this? Really?
I'm on board, yes. I already suspected as much.
You're a dog person too? What about you, Muramasa?
What? Is it really that surprising? I just assumed you'd work that out when Da Vinci said she wanted to go to Orkney.
Well, I didn't, okay? What about you, Habitrot? Did you know? Me? Da Vinci talked to me about it before we got on the wagon. She wanted to know if I'd mind stopping there before Orkney. So even you already knew about this, Happy Cat? But I'm supposed to be the leader.
Oh, her little blushy face is always so precious.
I'm sorry, Altria, but even if you were on board with this plan, I didn't think you'd be able to keep it to yourself. Bargus is still technically one of the Queen's Tomlin, so I didn't want Percival or Oberon to know about this. Good point. Percival would certainly worry if he knew we were stopping by an enemy's territory.
Castoria's so cute. She is. She a little cutie.
And I doubt Oberon would have been happy about it either, since she burned down his forest.
Manchester's a nice place. It's very unlike Oxford, which has been getting more modernized with its restaurants. Oh, those restaurants. Granted, I believe the biggest thing that's ruining Nashville by lots of people's estimations is actually a bunch of stupid touristy restaurants, so I guess so. It's still an idyllic fairy town like you'd see in a story. Fighting may have been against the rules in Gloucester, but Manchester doesn't need to ban fighting. The whole town despises it, you see.
Really? Even though survival of the fittest is the law of the land there?
Ha 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 ha, don't worry. Bargus' take on survival of the fittest isn't quite what you're thinking. You'll see when we get there. Alright, Manchester it is. Trust me, it's a lovely place full of peaceful wildlife. There won't be any fighting there whatsoever. I give you the Redrabit guarantee. I don't believe you. Haven't seen such a clear red flag in a while. Yep. Manchester, Main Street. It looks nice. Inside a local tavern. Oh, cute. Partygoer fairy. Whoa, you tourists look really strong. This is awesome. Get him. Oh, pfft. Just like that, huh? We immediately get jumped. God damn, man. Okay, so it's all casters. Ooh, you know what that means? That means. Okay. We're gonna grab. Yeah, we shall grab Castoria. And then, let's see. I'm gonna view back here. She right there. Let's see. Then we're going to put. Yeah, we're gonna do double. No. We're gonna do. Where is she? There she is, Avalon. And then. We're gonna grab. Yes, Da Vinci. And then back here, we're gonna do Astolfo. And then. Scotty. There we go. All right, and then you get that, and then you get that. Wait, 30, hold on, 30%, 30%. Do I have any arts cut? Yes, I do. Hold. There we go. Okay, and then you get that, and then you get that. All right, that is the dream team right there. She has the best expressions. Castoria? Yes, they are quite good. How's it going, Gatsby? Appreciate you stopping in. Hope your night's treating you well. My name's Relikai. I am a literal random man playing video games on the internet. And tonight we're playing FGO, playing through the Lost Belt 6 Avalon, because I am never going to ever catch up with the main storyline. But that doesn't stop me from trying. Feel free to hang out, chat if you feel like it, or lurk if that's more your speed. And for the time you decide to stick around, I hope you enjoy yourself. All right, let's just get in there and start making shit happen. Okay, and then we'll bam, and then bada boom. Okay, Do a little bit of that, and then boom, boom, and then boom. Alright, alright, alright. Yep, give it to me. Give it to me. Was she supposed to be little sister or older sister? I can't remember. That's going well. Watching the fight, you'll catch up to the story. I suppose eventually one day, maybe. Okay. Alright, and then let's go ahead, do a little bit of that, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. Damn, this girl is tanky. And Kitty got claws, that's for certain. Okay. And then I swear to God, if you have a charge on you, hey yo, that ain't cool. Okay, let's see about okay, you need to chill. Okay, and then we're gonna do a little bit of this, and then we're gonna do a little bit of this. Alright, and then some of that. And then, yes sir, we'll do that. And then that. And then that. Avalon Wind Experience Tour. I haven't actually read the subtitles for her MP. How cute. Alright, and then let's go, Da Vinci. Come on. Wipe them out. Let's go, baby girl. And oh. Okay. Come on, nobody wanted to have a go at Da Vinci? Man. Alright, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Whatever, I suppose. Okay. We'll do a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. And then. Ooh, fuck you and your 1216 HP. Ha ha ha, get fucked. Okay. We're gonna do this. Alright. We got this. Alright, GG. That is it. That's right, overkill. That's what I like to see. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. Get out of here, sad sacks. Alright. Not too shabby. Goddamn, we literally took about 10 steps into town, and we're already getting jumped. It was just on site with us when we came in. Oh, Manchester. Got another fight that we got to deal with, I guess. Oh man. What's going on here, baby girl? It's the same dream I've had several times before. I'm crying. I'm crying while eating the remains of what used to be my lover. They're delicious. I'm so happy. This is wonderful. It hurts. I'm heartbroken. This is madness. Predation is a fact of life for wild creatures. It's natural for us to seek out others, love them,
and become one with them in order to survive.
I need to refine my Bargus voice.
Living by the laws of the wild is also a source of pride for me. I'm blessed with an exceptional spirit origin, even for one of the Fang clan. As one who was born strong, I have a duty to govern and protect the weak. I have to be strong. I have to eat the strong so I can grow stronger. You see, my rules are right. I only love the strong, and I eat those I love so that I may become an even better wild creature. That is my lot in life. That is how I have had many strong meals, so I can defend Britain and protect the weak. But deep down,
Having another good cry, blankety blank? Why don't you come over here? You don't have to stop crying. Just tell me what happened today. Did something painful happen? Something sad? Did it happen to you while you smiled? Did it happen to someone else while you got upset? Whatever it was, please tell me. I want to know how you feel. It's okay. I promise I'll never stop liking you, no matter how embarrassing it may have been.
His body seemed as though it could fall apart at any moment. He could barely speak above a whisper. He was the weakest creature I've ever known, yet he helped me tremendously when I was on the verge of a breakdown.
You know, there's nothing like a fun story to cheer you up in hard times. Why don't I tell you another tale of your favorite knights of the Round Table? I'll tell you a story of Flotsam that drifted here as a changeling, a florid, proud, and slightly somber story. A story of the brave knights you've always looked up to.
The knights of those stories were not compelled by anyone to be righteous. They were born righteous. They were proud. They were wonderful. They protected the weak and did good deeds wherever they went. They may have only stories from another world, but I still admired them more than anything.
Aha, we got another typo. It's actually been a while since we've seen one, but yeah, that definitely was supposed to say they may have been only stories from another world.
Even though a despicable fairy like myself had no right to do so. But whenever I shared my trepidations through my tears, he always responded with a gentle smile.
There, look out at the garden. Those flowers you planted have grown in beautifully. And I see you planted another one for me today, so that I could enjoy them even though I can't walk. Thank you. That's so kind of you. I only hope that one day you'll be free of the pain you carry in your heart. She's gonna eat him, ain't she? Yarp.
That's right. Her love runs true and deep. And with every new relationship, she's certain she can prevail over her need to consume. She has never succeeded. Now she's at her limit. No. She reached her limit long ago. I don't know how many times she thought of putting herself out of her misery. But despite that urge, her strong sense of responsibility forbids her from taking the easy way out. So she lives with the guilt of devouring her lovers, and as penance, continues to protect Britain, even as it tears her up inside. She's an example to all of us. That's why I want to help her any way I can.
You're the only fairy possessed of true nobility. It would be a tragic loss for you to take your own life. So let's make a deal, Bargist. It's still a little too soon for you to take on the curse, after all.
Sorry, so sorry.
I really am sorry about that, everyone. I hope you can forgive them. I promise I'll give these idiots a stern talking to later, so this sort of thing doesn't happen again. They're very susceptible to trends, you see, and, well, you know how they're talking about Camelot preparing for war these days, right? That made them want to have a pretend war of their own. They were satisfied with board games up until you walked in, but
Well, come on, those fairies and the human just look so strong. I knew it'd be a blast to fight them.
Don't be daft. Have you forgotten that Lady Bargus is back right now? If you louts ever get someone killed and she finds out about it, she'll have your heads and mine. You ought to be thanking your lucky stars that these people are so strong and understanding. Also, no more alcohol for you until I say so.
Aw, come on. Don't be like that. I can't go back to not drinking human alcohol now that I know how good it is.
Yeah, our alcohol is pretty good.
Well, Redrabit, care to revisit your Redrabit guarantee?
That's strange. I distinctly remember Manchester as a town bursting with smiles, kindness, and violence.
Don't be silly. There's no violence here. The rule of Manchester is survival of the fittest.
Looks like she looks just like the fairies we saw in Wales.
I'm Jenny. I was born near here recently. I see. That explains it. So you must not know much about Manchester yet. Do you happen to know where the Lord's house is, Jenny? You mean Lady Bargus? Sure, it's over that way, at the end of the big road.
Oh, that's where she stays, huh? Yeah, you know what? If she wants to, like, if I become her hubby and the payoff is that she gets to eat me at the end of this whole affair, like, I'd be fine with that. You know, living in that place, sure.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Looks like it's a big mansion with a beautiful garden. Anyway, I thought Manchester was a Fang Clan town, but I guess it has fairies like you too. Are there Earth Clan fairies here as well? I'm not sure. I haven't seen many Earth fairies. There's lots of humans here though. It's about half fairies, half humans. Really? So far I've only seen fairies walking around. Are there really that many humans here too? Of course, it's survival of the fittest here. So the strong have to protect the weak. I know, because I'm one of the ones being protected. Lady Bargus might be strict, but she's also really kind and really funny.
So that's how she defines survival of the fittest, huh? Now I get it. I had my suspicions given what we've seen of her, but it does look like to Bargus, survival of the fittest ain't about the strong preying on the weak.
That's right, she's been like this for as long as I can remember. The strong should only eat the strong. The weak aren't worth eating, so they must be protected. She'd say that all the time.
Now seems like a good time to ask about this. Same win-win situation. I know, right? Did you know Bargus when you were kids or something, Altria?
Of course not. Don't be silly. I mean, you saw how Bargus didn't even recognize me, right? Nope, certainly haven't known her a long while. No, sir. No, sir. In fact, I don't know a single thing about her. Nothing. Huh? I know about Lady Bargus. She's back at her mansion right now. Everyone in town keeps congratulating her over coming back to visit her new lover all the time. Are you kidding me? All her talk about being a proud, noble Tomlin, and she still has the time to keep lovers?
Hey, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with a little extracurricular activity, all right?
Bargus lover, snort. I don't even want to think about it. You can't take what rumors say too seriously. It's not like she ever confirmed any of them herself. And even if what they say is true, it's between her and her lovers, right? If they're all okay with it, who are we to judge?
Well, true love or not, crimes are crimes. But this is also the land of the Fae, and we know different areas have their own very different rules. Still, now that we've come this far, we can't leave without seeing her. If you're scared, Redrabit, it's okay. You can wait here. Besides, we're the ones who wanted to talk to her.
No, that's okay. I've come this far with you, and I'm not about to part ways now. Besides, I can't help it if she sets her sights on me as her next dish. That's just the burden someone as popular with all ages as me has to bear. So if things should take a turn for the worst, I can at least be bait. I mean, a meat shield for the rest of you while you make your escape. Now come, let us be off to the demon's lair. I'm certainly not afraid of any horrific fairy-eating black dog. No sirree, Bob.
Oh my goodness gracious. I gotta say, like, every time
Like, look at that smile. That is a beautiful smile, man. Come on. It's crazy how she could be such an absolute unit and also have some pretty intense sprite facial expressions, and then she's got this smile that she could just bust out with. God damn, big girl.
Welcome to Manchester, everyone. What a wonderful surprise to see you take me up on my request less than a day after I made it.
She's absolutely sparkling. Gorgeous. Who in the world would call such a beautiful lady horrific? I see now that you are nothing less than a true noble, nay, a true champion. Wait, what did it say? Horse? Why did it just call him horse all of a sudden and then change back to Redrabit? Was that a typo? Or was that like a mistake? Was that supposed to be taken out? I feel like that was some... Like, that felt like a placeholder title, and they were like, oh, wait a second, that's supposed to be Redrabit. Personally, I, Redrabit, feel as though I've just been hung out to dry in the final corner.
Thank you for your kind words. May I ask who this Fang Clan fairy is? Don't worry about him, he's just another hapless horse. Happy Cat, would you mind taking Redrabit outside for a bit? Sure thing. Come on, Retrobit, let's go out to the yard. I noticed there was a fun-looking plaza out there.
Hee, it's called a paddock habitat. Ah, there really is nothing like a clan mansion. They always have so many luxuries, even when the owner has no particular plans to use them. Thanks for the warm welcome. I see you're still wearing your dress today. Yeah.
I just got here myself not too long ago, so I haven't had time to change yet. That's all. Anyway, I'm glad you let us in here without even patting us down. Now that we know for sure you don't mean to fight us, we can relax and get down to, Vargas?
Oh.
I'm afraid you are mistaken in that. While I certainly bear you no ill will, as you can see, I do have every intention of fighting you. Huh? What's the meaning of this, Barghest? Would you kindly stay out of this? My business is with you?
What, question mark?
Relly, master of Chaldea, and Leonardo da Vinci, his faithful servant. I know this is unbecoming, but I would like to ask you with all respect for a duel. Would you be so kind as to show me your strength once again?
What? Why specifically me and Da Vinci? She wants to see for herself how strong Chaldea is. I see. Of course.
Now I see. You want to find out if Chaldea can walk the walk before we talk the talk, huh? I gather you won't trust us unless we can prove we're able to beat you without the Child of Prophecy's help. That is true, yes. But more than that, I am interested in you, Relly.
Hey, yo.
I want to see just how far a mere human can go against us fairies. No, I'm going to see for myself whether your victories so far have been more than a fluke.
I mean, a fluke indicates like, you know, like it only happened one time. I'm telling you, baby girl, like I've had a lot of victories, okay? Ooh, okay. Ah, man, did six coins remove me as a friend again? Oh, but she had like the best she had the best gill out of anyone. All right, we might go. Maybe we'll just go with Super Orion. Yeah, you know what? Let's try that. Go with Orion. We only get 3, huh? Okay. So we need Orion, and then we're gonna need... Yes, we're gonna need Merlin, and then we're gonna need Kai and Skya, if I can find her. Oh, wait. There she is. Okay. And then here, we're gonna go with Jet, and then we're gonna go with Jet. All right, let's see what happens here. I like how she specifically asked to fight me and Da Vinci, and they don't require that Da Vinci be on the team. I'll take it. Ho 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 ho. Alright, what bullshit have you got going on here? Bonus effect when defeated. Increase your attack when an enemy is defeated. When defeated, increase attack. Increase your attack when an enemy is defeated. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna do like that. Then we're gonna do like that. Okay. Alright, let's see. Greatly increase your crit strength before dealing damage with buster cards for yourself. Okay. Alright, and we'll go boom, boom, boom. Uh-huh. Damn. Oh, she going in. Okay, let's do the do here. We're gonna do a little bit of that. And then we're gonna do a little bit of that. And then we're gonna do, let's see. Increase attack. Why not? Just go for it. Okay, and then we're also gonna do that. Alright, and then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Alright. Let's go, Orion. Ooh, there we go. A whole break bar gone just like that. Magical energy is being. What the fuck? Hey, yo, what? Okay. Okay. That was a little cheap. Oh boy. And we're dead. Good stuff. Bruh. Well, it's a good thing I put on those guts. Okay. Well, guess we're gonna just go in. Oh, all my, oh, there we go. Hey! All right. Oh, we managed to pull it out. Goddamn. Okay. Wait, what the hell? How did I... Did it not save last time? I swear to God, I leveled this thing up last time. Ain't no shot. Ain't no shot I managed to get the whole thing leveled again. No, it must have not counted it last time for whatever reason. But all right, I will take that victory right there. All right. Go. Oh no, wait. I think that was my master level? That might have been my master level. I think, yeah, last time it was the Mystic Code that leveled up. This has been a day of extremes. 1 minute we're fighting, the next we're enjoying a veritable feast. Whoa, these gnocchi are so good. I love how versatile potatoes are, no matter what world they come from. Gnocchi fucks so hard. I love it. Little chewy potato bites. Good stuff, man.
These oysters are amazing too. I was a little shocked when they came out on that huge plate piled up to the ceiling, but damn if I couldn't eat these things forever.
Don't let the fancy presentation fool you. It's not nearly as impressive as it looks. Just look at those meat pies dominating the table. There must be enough there to cover Garrett's entire shield. That makes pretty clear how vain Baggy is. She's obviously trying to break our concentration by overwhelming us with quantity and flourishes. Won't work on me, though.
So you're not aware that you're taking a bite of a meat pie even as you speak?
Oh man, this is really good. There, I changed back to my usual armor now that I'm done with both fighting and cooking. I do hope you like the food. I apologize that I couldn't make anything more than these simple dishes. Normally, I would have had my chefs do the cooking, but I had to give them a leave of absence as part of my house arrest.
You made all this yourself?
And she cooks?
I'm just saying.
That's right, but it's nothing too impressive. I merely imitated flour-based human culinary techniques and drilled them into me.
He's talking about drilling things into. No, okay.
It's a far cry from the gourmet cuisine they serve in Camelot. Haha, is that so? I didn't think you Tomlin were so domestic. It must be hard being the lord of a hick town like this if you have to do your own cooking. I don't understand. Shouldn't everyone who plans to get married someday be able to do all manner of housework?
Okay, let's not go down that path any further. Besides, we have other things to talk about. Ahem. Everything was great, but we should get down to business. Oh man, little Castoria just crashing out because she can't cook.
Indeed. Now that we've come this far, I will be completely frank with you. I want to keep the residents of Britain safe. That is why I pledged my horn to Her Majesty. But Her Majesty does not share that goal. In fact, she is actively working to worsen the great calamity.
Hold for 1 second. Alright, I just had to go and turn off the AC because now it's fine in here and we can go ahead and just work with the fan now. Alright.
She cares only for Fairy Britain itself, not the Fae who inhabit it. So here's my proposal to you, child of prophecy. If you mean to ring the bells of pilgrimage so that you may truly save Britain, I am willing to fight for your cause. If need be, I will even rise up against the Queen herself during the Battle of Camelot that is now sure to come. You're serious about this, aren't you? I don't mind having you on board, but what about your pride as a knight? You really want to join our side even after you destroyed the human ranch and burned down the Welsh forest at the Queen's command? That's right. Even if it is too little too late, I still wish to join you. As to my crimes, you are welcome to convene a court-martial after the Battle of Camelot. Rest assured that I will expect no mercy. I will accept whatever punishment fits my crimes. But first, I want you to promise me one thing. Relly, Da Vinci, you have both said it is possible for Fairy Britain's residents to immigrate to proper human history. If that is true, and you two are willing to tolerate fairies living among you, then I would ask that you please give the matter some thought. Her Majesty has already told me that our Britain is what is known as the Lost Belt, a world that was meant to disappear to make way for proper human history. I believe it. I have no doubt that this Britain should never have come to exist. What makes you say that, Barghest? You want to protect Britain, right? So why do you think it should never have existed? Aren't those two ideas mutually exclusive? Because we fear this land, every one of us. I suspect you could ask any fairy in the land, and they would give the same answer. At any rate, under Queen Morgan's reign, every fairy will perish by the end of the year. I naturally have no notion of what our lives would be like under the Child of Prophecy's reign. But if there should be fairies who, under her reign, wish to move outside the world, I hope you would take them in. If worse comes to worse, and this Britain really does disappear, I could ask for nothing more than to have the fairies born here live on in your world.
What do you think, technical advisor?
I think it's a great idea. In fact, I can't come up with a single reason to refuse. The storm border is big enough to hold up to 500 refugees.
Is it? I didn't realize that. Okay, cool.
They would have to live there until we resolve the bleached earth phenomenon, of course. But as long as they're okay with that, they should be able to get by in the border just fine.
Do we have enough food, though? That's what I'm wondering. Although, granted, I guess they don't actually have to eat, so,
Besides, this is exactly what the storm border was designed for. It's a modern-day Noah's Ark. While there aren't very many of them, there have been a few vessels like that in proper human history. They served as literal lifeboats to preserve the future of the species they carried.
500 ain't a whole lot compared to the fairy population at large, though. You gonna be okay with that, Bargist?
Yes. Saving even a small number is far better than failing to save anyone.
Her smile is so fucking beautiful. I swear to God. I did not expect, like, when I first saw, like, her design and what she was all about, I did not expect that she would just have this super soft, beautiful smile. It's like, god dang. Almost makes me want to use her more often.
As long as you remember this promise, no, my wish, then I will gladly become a filthy turncoat for your cause. Of course, I am sure Sir Gawain would think poorly of me for this. However briefly I used his name, I admit the very idea of betraying one's lord must be unthinkable to him.
Gawain would have some choice words for you, but he'd also be proud of you.
I see. So he really would scold me. But I have to ask, are you sure about this, Bargist? Never mind the politics. Are you sure you can trust your enemies? I'm sure. You said something like this before yourself, Relly. Even if the world is about to disappear, you didn't want to let what might come tomorrow ruin today. And you were exactly right. Instead of worrying what might happen tomorrow, I should focus on what I can do today.
Castoria.
Sigh. Alright, I can't possibly turn you down at this point. Forgetting for a moment how in the world I'm going to explain this to Oberon. Tomlin Bargist, if you really want to help the Child of Prophecy, you can do so in Camelot. Once the fighting there begins, you're to refrain from attacking the Round Table army. That part is absolutely non-negotiable. Aside from that, well, if you feel like neutralizing some of the Queen's army for us, I'm not going to stop you. Anyway, those are my only instructions. Any thoughts, Bargist? I'm surprised you didn't ask me to open the castle's gates from the inside for you. Did I not say you need not hold back on my behalf? I know, but I just don't trust you enough to rely on you for something so crucial. All you have to do is fight within your means. We can break down the gates ourselves, can we? Good point. If I were lying, you would certainly be in dire straits if you trusted me to open the gates for you. You've made the right choice. But I must admit, I didn't expect you to be so severe.
Personally, I don't think it's gonna come to that. By the way, on a much lighter subject...
Yes, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Could you introduce us to your significant other? What?
Yeah, I'd love to meet them too. We heard all about it in town.
She probably ate him.
They say you come back to Manchester all the time just so you can spend time with your new squeeze. It's not all the time. I just come here as often as I can. Besides, he's not my significant other at all. He's just a human boy I take care of. I only love the strong. I would never even dream of taking a lover as weak, incapable, and devoid of a future as him.
You sure about that? They say love is blind for a reason. You could just as well end up falling in love with the last person you'd suspect.
I could. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that proper human history's culture is so advanced.
Oh my god, look how fucking adorable she is! What is this? Bargist! You're just so fucking cute, god dang!
But, I digress. Adonis is very weak. He's been sickly all his life. He's currently recuperating here in my mansion.
Adonis? Like actual Adonis?
While he was very excited to meet you when I told him about you, Relly, I'm afraid he's been struggling with an unrelenting coughing fit recently. And I haven't been able to get him the medicine he needs thanks to the imminent great calamity. So I want to at least let him get all the rest he needs. That said, I would be very grateful if you could come here to meet him after the battle at Camelot. I may not be able to come back myself, but I know you would all get along very well.
Oh.
Gotcha. Sorry for the uncouth request. I guess fairies aren't the only people who you want to keep safe.
Of course not. I may not hesitate to discipline uneducated humans, but even that is no more than the basic training humans need to survive in this world. Fairies and humans are two halves of one whole. You cannot treat them separately. Protecting fairies means doing the same for humans.
Wow. How woke of you.
Well, this has been a really productive talk. I'm glad we stopped by Manchester. I think this has been a good respite for you too, Altria. You must have enjoyed getting to talk with an old fairy friend of yours, right? Sure, you might have been acting huffy, but you clearly also enjoyed the meat pies, seeing how you ate so many. A respite? Hardly. This wore me out even more than the acting part of the Child of Prophecy around the Round Table Army. Now, if we're done here, let's get going already. We still have to make it to the Lake District by nightfall. The Lake District? I see. So you're going to Orkney. There may not be very many more up north, but each individual moor there is stronger than what you are accustomed to. And those in the Lake District are especially strong at that. Be careful out there.
Thanks for the heads up.
What is it, Bargus? Still got something on your mind? Yes. I was just thinking about the relationship between master and servant you told me about during our meal. Her Majesty has told me about servants as well. Servants are spirit beings that are retrieved from the chronicle of human history, a place beyond time known as the Throne of Heroes. They come into being when their master summons them for a particular purpose. These servants then stay by their master's side, and should their masters die, they vanish.
Why are we getting the most basic of basic rundowns of the most basic of basic Fate lores when we're 6 lost belts into the Fate gotcha game? If anyone gets to this point and they don't know what a servant is, I don't even know what. I don't know how you could have gotten this lost.
Do I have that all correct? Pretty much, yep. Why? Then it doesn't make sense.
What? That a servant would obey a master when the master's weaker?
I've wondered about that too, but no. That isn't what I'm talking about now. I'm talking about Barrelgut. He claims that Queen Morgan is a servant he summoned himself, but Queen Morgan has never called Barrelgut her master. And above all, he only came to Fairy Britain a few months ago, while Morgan has been queen for over 2,000 years. That's what doesn't make sense. Her Majesty was alive and well long before this man came along. Unless, is it possible to summon a servant version of a currently living person?
I've been wondering about that too. Yeah, I've never heard anything about that.
I can think of one possibility. There have been a few cases where the future forms of heroic spirits with exceptionally complex histories have been summoned in the present day while their original selves were still alive. And since in proper human history, Morgan was known to have 3 separate personalities, it could be that one of them was summoned here. But of course, if that were the case, it would also mean there are 2 Morgans here in Fairy Britain. I don't suppose you've seen any signs of a second Morgan or even heard rumors to that effect. No, I haven't. There's only one Queen Morgan, and she is not a servant. I have served Her Majesty for 200 years. I am absolutely certain she is a fairy. That's why I wish to ask you about this. Is this Barrelgut truly Morgan's master?
Yeah, probably not. There's some form of alliance of convenience going on here. But whatever ends it might be being made for, I could not say. Alrighty, well, looks like we're about to wrap up this particular section right here, but we're also at the end of the stream, so you know what? Let's do it. Let's just finish out this section here. Maybe it'll be like relatively quick. We'll see. Oh, this doesn't look like it's going to be quick. Circumstantial change confirmed. The price has now been paid. I have a proposal for you, chosen ones. An offer for those of you who were cast aside. If you desire acclamation, then choose rebirth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. It makes no difference to a god. It makes no difference. Well, it sure as shit makes a difference to me whether I live or die. Oh, this must be when Beryl was about to die, and then the foreign god showed up. Okay, hold on. It makes no difference. Well, sure as shit makes a difference to me whether I live or die. Living inevitably means struggling, while dying takes those struggles right off your plate. I've always preferred to keep things simple. I can't even dance if I've got too much on my mind. Acclaim, power, the future of humanity. Being the best version of myself I can. Fact is, I don't care enough about myself to get worked up about any of that. Okay, Mr. Foreign God, I hear you. But before I give you my answer, can you tell me one thing first? I asked him if there was anything in this world that actually mattered to me. And he answered me without a second thought. Guess that's a god for you. Hey, Kristaria! So you made it back to life too, huh? Well, hey, that's awesome. If I thought I'd be the first one out, but I guess I was dead wrong. I mean, we're talking about a foreign god here, right? One who says he's gonna refute all of human history? I figured the only ones who'd jump on a sweet offer like that'd be me, Pepperoncino, or David. Not at all. I have as much desire as the next person. What could be more enticing than the prospect of creating a new human history? You'd have to be mad to refuse. Well, damn, I stand corrected. So you finally shown your true colors, huh, Wodim? I mean, there's been times before when I could have believed the stuff that came out of your mouth, but still. Anyway, you got a real nice smile now. I like it. It's a big relief. That smile says, I'm gonna abandon all of humanity to their death so I can be the king of the goddamn world. If you were all broken up about this while pretending to be one of the good guys, then I'd have some serious reservations about sticking with you. Do I really seem that different now than I did before? Nope, you don't. That's why I'm so happy about this. You've actually been off your rocker this whole time. Oh, well. At least I already know on some level that the members of Team A misunderstood me in many ways. Huh? Hey, don't get all gloomy on me. I like this new you. So what do you want me to do, Wodim? You're the team leader, yeah? And hey, now I finally get what the whole crypta thing was all about. That's right. You were brought into the Singularity repair missions for emergency contingencies, weren't you? You know about our secret Sirius lights and how to use them. You also know how they're designed to deliver the decisive blow to ensure the preservation of humanity. When the foreseen singularities appear in the 7 points in human history we expect them to. I thought only me and Marsbury knew about the Sirius lights. And guess you did too, huh? Or maybe the foreign god told you. Either way, you sure cut my work out for me. Well, you guessed it. I'm the cleanup guy.
It's my job to dispose of anyone thinking about deserting their post. So what are you gonna do with me now? Gonna kill me here while we're all alone so as not to wreck team morale?
No. I think your ruthlessness could be useful. I want to use it. Eventually, everyone from Team A will be resurrected and assigned a lost belt. Man, it's honestly nostalgic to be doing Krishtaria's voice. I have not seen this man in a good long while, or had to do his voice for that matter. So, yeah, this is kind of a. It feels weird to say it's nostalgic because I mean he was just in the last Lost Belt. But yeah, it's been a while. Eventually, everyone from Team A will be resurrected and assigned a lost belt. From there, the foreign god will give us each a ticket to potentially become the king of the world in exchange for growing our lost belt's tree of emptiness. And I would like you to tear your ticket up. You don't mind, right? It's not as though that ticket will actually be good for anything. However, you can't be reckless about it. You'll need to do it in secret, while making it seem as though you're still living and giving it an honest try.
Huh? Hang on, you're telling me to betray the foreign god too? And what was that about tearing up my chance to become king of the world? Are you shitting me with...
You'll be assigned the Isle of Britain. I took the liberty of choosing it for you. I assume you don't mind it being your homeland.
And if I do? Not even Marsbury was this unilateral about his decision-making, you know?
I see. Unfortunately, now that I've already brought this up, I can't pretend it never happened. If you refuse, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to kill you.
What? Seriously? So I got no choice in this?
Thank you, Beryl. I'm glad we understand one another. Get fucking wrecked, nerd. You're the only one I can ask to do this. I don't know what that lost belt is like, but I do know Britain is cruel to the magecraft world. There's no telling what could happen if the foreign god were to inhabit something which came from there. It's the one lost belt that must be cut down before it can grow to maturity. How you choose to go about it is your own business, but...
Basically, you just want me to slack off while I've always done, right? Okay, pal, you got it. Besides, I never had much interest in competing to be king of the world anyway. This gig's way more up my alley. As said, Wodim, this is still a deal we're making, so I expect you to keep up your end of it too. Once you become king of the world, you better make damn sure I live it up in the lap of luxury, alright? Shit, there really isn't a goddamn thing here, is there? Well, apart from all the phantasmals and fairies and assorted nasty beasties running around. How's a place like this gonna be any threat to the new human history? I guess even Wodim gets it wrong every now and... No way. I remember that look on his face. Whenever's here, he was positive it was gonna be a problem. Maybe he knew about something funky going down in London the rest of us didn't. Ah, well, no sweat off my back. That just makes my job even easier. Now I can take care of the Tree of Emptiness without anyone getting in my way. Speaking of which, I should probably go about summoning my servant. Thanks for making sure each crypta could summon at least one servant, Marsbury. I mean, it was the least you could do after inscribing us with something as dangerous as the Sirius Lights, but still. Of course, I still don't know exactly what kind of servant I'm gonna get. But I think I can make a pretty good guess. Whoever I summon, my only condition is that they're capable of destroying the world.
And it's David. I am Morgan, the Fairy Queen, a ruler. I have come in response to your summons. You there, descendant of witches, are you my master? Aha! So there's a ruler Morgan.
That was a good nap. I knew I made the right choice stopping here before heading home to Darlington. Whoops. Sorry, Queenie. Didn't realize you were still hard at work on the throne all by your lonesome. Still, don't you think it's time you chilled out just a bit, Morgan? The Tree of Emptiness is dead. Gashtaria was our biggest enemy and we defeated him too. The foreign god never got a hold of the spirit origin she wanted and she never will now. There's nothing for us to be afraid of. We've practically already won. So why not just relax? It's not like Caldia, the child of prophecy, or any threat to you, right?
Of course not. I have never considered either of them to be my enemy. My only enemies are the humans who once rejected me, and the Isle of Britain that would reject the fairy Britain I've created. Proper human history is my enemy, and so I will not relinquish my throne until it has been truly, utterly destroyed. Know this, Barrel Gut. The fault for Baoban Sith's failure in Gloucester lies in part with you. If you are so inept as to be unable to babysit a child, I will be forced to reconsider your position as both my husband and master. Tell Baoban Sith she has had her final chance. I have clearly been too soft on her. It is time she learned to carry herself in a manner befitting my heir.
Whatever you say, Morgan. She'd be a lot happier to hear that from you, but I guess that's too much to ask. You don't really love anyone, so there's no chance you'd allow an heir to take over for you. Man, I almost feel sorry for Baoban Sith being adopted by a woman as cold-hearted as you.
So let me guess. Next time, we'll actually see Tristan again. Okay, yeah, that went by pretty quickly, and now we've got some MASH shit to look forward to next time around, I suppose. Alrighty, so there we are, another FGO stream in the bag. Alright, y'all, I want to thank anyone that decided to stop in to check out the stream, even for just a minute or two. Always appreciate it. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing Nikkei, and we're going to be trying to see about finishing off the new Siren, the new Little Mermaid event. You guys can see me mauled about all of the my shit luck with my rolls. It's not often that I choke on Nikkei rolls, but every once in a while it definitely happens. I'll admit I've been pretty lucky with my my Nikkei rolls for a good long while, but this was not one of those times. I feel like Red Hood and Siren, those are the two that really were not working out for me. Yeah, so Nikkei tomorrow. If you want to know when that'll be happening, follow my Blue Sky or subscribe, and you'll know when we go live. But for tonight, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have yourselves a good night, a good day, a good morning, wherever it might be for you. And with any luck, I will hopefully see y'all tomorrow. So until then, stay groovy, everybody.